All right. What's up, guys? It's been a week since I streamed. Been in KVK. Honestly, it feels like it's been forever. The zone is really like 10 days in zone 5. And then pretty much stuff going on for like until maybe the last day or two has been kind of crazy, you know. So now gearing up for zone 6, and a little bit we'll actually have keep on. I'm gonna do some armaments for him. I don't think there's too much to do because I actually just worked with him maybe like 2 weeks ago. But you know, we'll do kind of like a recap of the zone. I'll kind of be honest with what I think. You know, there's some strategy stuff which I don't want to, I guess, reveal what we plan on doing, but overall it's been a grind in zone 5. Let's see, Locutus, what's up? I never know how to pronounce Arung Deer. Welcome, Nico, Bark, and then Chuck. What's up, dude? Let me get through these farms real quick. The grind never stops. I claim these. But yeah, we talk a little bit about BQ. Honestly, it surprised me. Like I already made a video about it, right? It's not like BQ LC isn't good. It just isn't so much better than LC Alex as I thought it was going to be. That it really actually, it really made me kind of start. It made the choice on where to take my account really clear as far as sending the account up until the next M comes out. Facts only. It's better though. How do you know it's better? That's my question, right? How do you know it's better? Like everyone, again, it's just facts. It's not like a knock on you, right? But everyone's like, oh, it's better, right? And then like, oh, because this double smite with a pincer, it's just ridiculous. And then you have BQ's malice, and then like, you know, with a, but like, did you actually did you even test it? Okay, so then you were recorded, right? So I also tested it, and I showed the data on my recording. Right, so is it better? It's arguable. It's 1 traded 2.6, 1 traded 2.46, right? And then the average sevs on the LC Alex was actually higher than BQ LC, which shouldn't happen, right? Like Alex just has the instant proc, and BQ has arguably the best active skill in the game. So it just shouldn't happen. But if that's happening that way, then like you have to actually respect what the data says and then adjust based off of that, right? But like telling me, oh well, I did it in a battle simulator, right? Or someone did it in a battle simulator, or someone did a 5v5, or someone like it should be better, or like mathematically it's better. Like it, I don't know, man. That's that's not really that's not the kind of data I like to go off of. Let's see, Chuck. Had me an R today. First with BQ, ran him with LC, did well for sure. It's hard to say if it was that much better than Alex though, so I'm really gonna have to see my next hit. Yeah, test it out on your own, man. Like, don't take my word for it. Like everyone here can go pay Cupus Mics, right? Or you don't even have to. Like, run LC Alex for an hour, then run BQ LC for an hour, and just kind of decide for yourself, right? Like, we don't all have to agree. There's a little bit of customization to the account too, but just because BQ's newer and his active skill looks great doesn't mean automatically it's better. You know, like that's the whole point of actually testing to see. Locudish, you're waiting for BQ for at least another month. You want to see more Cubus Mics, KVKs for multiple players, stacking heads. Yeah. And I would highly recommend for anyone that wants to test it, don't just look at the trades, right? If it's like 2.5, 2.6 or whatever. If they can actually start getting into the reports. So basically, like if you run it for 3 hours, right, and you're getting 240 to 300 reports, what's the average SEBs, right? Is it doing like 6,000 to 4,000 on average? And then you have another March that's doing like 4,000 to 2,000, right? The one that's doing 6,000 as opposed to 4,000 is just pumping out so much more damage every report. Like, you want that. It could trade a little bit worse. Like, you want that, right? So until and this is the thing. I right now I can't take what anyone says about BQ and Wallace without like a grain of salt, because like you have to show me running that in the open field for X amount of time, and then more importantly, you have to actually have a baseline that you're comparing it to, right? Like this is just basic logic, right? Because like, oh look, this thing's trading 3-1. Okay, what's the baseline, right? Show me how the ZL Herman was trading, because if that thing is trading 3-1, the ZL Herman's trading 4-1, then the 3-1 kind of sucks, right? But if the ZL Herman, it could even be a Guan skip. It could, as long as it's a march that people are pretty familiar with. It could be a Nev Joan. It doesn't even have to be a great march. Just a march that like the rest of the community has an idea about how good it is, and then there's enough reports, and then like this march is doing 30% better than the Nev Joan. Okay, great. That's probably like an invest, right? But like just showing reports without a baseline to compare it to, it doesn't provide any context, right? What kind of KVK are you playing in? Are you just beating up on a bunch of much weaker kingdoms than you? Then of course the report's going to be great, right? Or if you're like fighting someone that is a lot stronger, maybe it's not going to trade as well, right? But like we need to actually see it anchored or compared to another baseline. People should trust the feel of their murder ball more. Admittedly, that involves actually having the commander. Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? So when I was doing it, oh wait, this is my farm. People are like, oh, well, Pencer's better. So Pencer is by itself, just the base formation is not better. Pencer by itself, just with common inscriptions, whatever, is not better. What really sets Pencer apart right now from Arch is that the toppler, right, the scroll slot, is a lot better than Destructive. It's a lot better, right? I think we can all agree with that. I agree with it, right? So you at least have to have that slot filled compared to Arch to make an argument that it's a lot better. If you don't have it, it does virtually nothing. And if you're doing LC Alex, it's actually probably still like worse if you switch over from Arch to Pencer. If you start getting the instrument slot, right, the top right slot, I think that one is close, but slightly better than the instrument slot of Arch. because the arch instrument slot is really, really, really good too, right? You had a battle ready robust double. Oh yeah. So Nico had a battle ready robust on his arch scroll, right? And battle ready is like mid, right? It's not that good. But the rare inscription on the scroll slot in Pincer is pretty good. And you put a robust on there, like, yeah, for sure you want to switch that over. But if you have, say, 3 specials, right, on your arch, which I do, and then Lilith has already told you they're going to give you more conversion stones, which essentially is telling you that the cost for converting over is going to go down dramatically in, say, like 3 months, right? Do I want to spend $500 now to switch over? Or am I okay with using the arch for the next 3 months and then switching over 3 months later, right? There's actually like monetary logistics that, you know, you figure it out, right? And especially if I'm planning on running LC Alex, is it worth converting my arch over to Pincer right now to run LC Alex? Like, it's not, right? So I converted my wedge set over to Pincer. Eventually, I do think both are going to end up at Pincer, but the urgency isn't really there for actually a long time, because you would think at this point that LC Alex would just stick together, and then when the new Smite commander comes out, that commander will pair with BQ, right? Packs only, yeah, it costed a good amount, right? And then, like, if I'm going to test that, how do I test it, right? I literally have to, for example, test it on my arch set, and then what, spends $500, switch it over to Pincer, and then run LC Alex on it, and then let's just say it comes out and it's like about the same for LC Alex, which it actually probably will be, right? Then I have a wedge set and a Pincer set, and then I mean, I can, right? But then I would be running like BQ Scipio with wedge and then LC Alex with Pincer. Like, there's also just like managing your account that you have to like worry about. So let's actually see here. Okay, so Keep will be ready in about, what, 10 minutes? So let's actually go over some stats from this KVK so far. Right, so this is very interesting. So let's actually pull this up on the map. Okay, so we're bottom right, and we've been just fighting the La Marche, the bottom left camp, exclusively here, right? So you can see going in, they were at like 1.175-ish bill KP. We're, as a camp, we're at about 931. We did have significantly more power than them, 43 to 27 bill power, right? So we've been fighting in this bottom right zone here. And then if we actually take a look at the map, we still made it, okay? Our number one priority going into this zone is to make sure that La Marche, blue, down here, can't get into the zone 6, okay? This fort wall is disgusting. Nikki designed this fort wall. You can see how, like, it forces people to go through these little crevices where, like, even if you did get a burn on it, it's very easy to burn you back. We quickly discovered 1592. We knew they were primarily Korean French kingdom, Korean French kingdom, right? So essentially, our uptime and their uptime don't line up, right? Which makes it where any progress you make during your uptime, if you can't drop a fort to lock in your progress, then, you know, it's very easy for them to just burn back the flags. And we're kind of experiencing that on both sides. Once we got this pass, originally we were trying to hold on to this Heron here too, right? But we couldn't get a second fort down on top. So then they were able to burn most of the territory away. And then we just realized, okay, like, the fort wall is like the most efficient way to defend this. And it's been not too hard to defend it, right? We look at the stats here, though. I think we got our number one objective to good to pass. The number two, kind of like a surprise objective that we got that we weren't expecting, is 1592 actually ran their heads into this four wall, or not even 1592, La Marche, because they have another kingdom, 1392. They rammed their heads into this fort wall for about like 3, maybe 4 days, pretty hard, during our downtime, and even a little bit when we were starting to wake up. And they actually, we started, training each other, right? Well, like we weren't necessarily expecting them to do that once we got it down. So let's look at the stats for that, because that's where it becomes interesting. Right, so we look at the camps. Can I zoom in? Right, so the white and the yellow numbers are what we had coming in, right? So you can see coming in, or according to this, because this is also including the campmates and stuff. La Marche was at about 1.2 bill KP. We were at about 964, right? As a camp, though, we gained 58 bill KP. We got about 50 of that. Our two other campmates got about 8. Actually, honestly, they got about like 6 or 7, I think. Right, and so KP wise, we're a little bit ahead. Deads wise, we're about 60 mil ahead. Right, as a camp, they took 474 mil deads. We took 414. But the big thing to keep in mind, though, is that coming in, our power was 42.7 bill, and they're the lowest on the map at 28.5. Right, so when you're taking about the same amount of deads, but they have like about 80% less power than we do, they're more likely to run out of troops faster, right? And obviously, what you're trying to do in this zone is to kill off as much as your farm as possible. And then once your farms are out, anytime you're garrisoning or rallying, then you're starting to drain main troops, right? So I'll be honest, I didn't really expect them to kind of go that hard on the fort wall for that many days. Maybe try for 1 or 2 days and just realize like you're trading power like 1 for 1. That's probably not in their favor, right? But they kept doing it. And then the main kingdom and La Marche is 1592, right? So 1592, you can see they started out at only 13.1 bill power. They lost 1.5. We're down here, oh, we're right below them at 25.5, right? So about double what they had. And we actually lost 100 mil less power. And we started out about double, right? So, this isn't like, I don't think it's a stretch to say like whatever we're feeling, they're probably feeling about twice as much. So we feel pretty good about that, right? As a kingdom, we outgained them by about 11 bill KP, right? We have slightly more deads, but mostly farm deads right now. They have significantly more main deads than us. Some of their bigger players, like their biggest player, one account has dropped like 90 mil power already, which is kind of crazy, right? Now, what has made this zone a little bit more challenging is their second kingdom, 1392, is just by far the best third kingdom between the two of us, right? You can see their third kingdom got 9.1 bill KP, took about 106 mil deads. And then their second kingdom, their third kingdom got 3.6 and it took 47.4 mil deads, right? Whereas our second kingdom has 2.5 bill KP, 25 mil deads, and then our third kingdom has 3.6. Actually got more than our second biggest kingdom, quote unquote, and then also took more deads. I like in general, just to be fair, right? 1829 came in with 75 bill KP, compared to a kingdom with twice as many KP as them, 2478. Both are campmates, and 1829 has doubled, maybe even more, the performance of our other campmate, right? But La Marche down here, 2616, and there's another kingdom, right? Like these, they're helping, but it's just smaller contributions. But clearly, 1392 is just the best kingdom besides 1592 and 3092, right? The two main kingdoms fighting right now. And I'll be honest, they actually have made a huge difference. They probably have about 20 accounts that are contributing, right? They're able to put out 2 more garrisons and then like help them defend more. If it was 1v1, I think this zone would go pretty differently, but campmates are involved, and then it ended up turning into a stalemate, right? So overall, that's kind of where let me see. Let's see. Okay, keep is almost ready. Let's see. But overall, that's what's going on in the zone, right? So as far as once we get into the zone, let's get the game now, right? Then we get to fight another kingdom. This kingdom, wait, 2203 is probably the third strongest kingdom in the game, right? So it's us in 1592, and then this kingdom, and they have 9 stars. So they definitely win a lot and actually get the Autarch a lot. So we'll see how they do in there, right? But we'll be going to the zone, and then we'll have these guys right on our back. But they also probably have to go zone 5, right? So without revealing too much what we plan to do, a lot of what we're doing actually depends on what 1592 does, which is actually good, right? Because you can essentially make them go first, and then dictate how you want to utilize your strategy depending on how other people go. But that's kind of the KVK so far, and it's been not as fun if you really enjoy open fielding, because once this sets up, right, neither side is really willing to go all out here, right? For us, for sure, because even when we push these guys out, they could just go in here and just go left, right? So, like, what's the point of ramming our heads into the fort wall? 1592, well, LaMarche actually did it for a few days, which I think they did it for at least 2 days too long. They should have tried 1 or 2 days, and then just kind of like save some of their troops. In retrospect, probably. So we kind of stalemated here. How much more power does that player who dropped 90 mil? He started at 190, and then he was, last I checked, he was under 100, like 90, 99, 98 or something like that. So he still has a little bit to feel. I mean, he still has like 20 mil power, maybe 15 mil power to go, right? Where he could still field his 6 marches. Probably can't do 7, right? But the swarm power has gone a lot. Yeah, it was kind of crazy watching it, because like at one point I remember, this was like 3 days ago, we were just like building a flag. Was it here? No, it was one of these very annoying places. You guys ever come to this map, right? You want to see how a fort wall is done. Like, this thing's a work of art. I'll really make you credit. But I think maybe it was here, right? So if you see how, like, if I try to TP, oh wait, no, how marches out. But like, you could barely get any TP spots here. So even when we want to build up, right? And you just touch this fort. Just touch this fort. But it was like this flag or something, and this guy literally swarmed it. I saw him drop like 6 mil power to swarm this flag, and then we just healed it later on. Like he swarmed it full of farms and just dropped 6 mil power like in like 2 swarms, like right in front of me. It was kind of crazy. So let's see here. Is keep in? Okay, let's actually go into voice. Okay, we're gonna actually do some armaments now. I think keep us here. All right, perfect. Let me unmute the Discord. Okay. And then let's actually do some armaments. So I actually have no idea what where Keep decided to go, so maybe you could give me an update. But armaments are armaments. They're pretty straightforward.
I think you have my logs on your computer already.
I have logs. Okay.
Yeah, you should have.
Okay. I think I might need the secondary. Did you send that too?
Yeah, we send it again.
Okay, cool. All right. Let me go off the screen real quick. All right. Let me switch over. Dude, what is a what does the email start with? Oh wait, I think I see it. I see it. I see it. IS? Oh wait. I might have been on your. Oh my god. I've logged into so many different accounts. It might have. I don't think it's on the list anymore actually. Yeah, you might need it. Here, let me scroll up. I think I could find it. No, it's Skiz. Wait a minute. We haven't sent that many messages. Oh, I see it. Okay. Okay, so I need to log into the Google account. Oh yeah. Okay, that's why I couldn't find it. Okay, wait. Hold on here. Okay, wait. I got it. Okay, so switch. And then... Wait, how do I do this again? So once I switch over on the Google account... Okay. You might have changed your password. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's see it. That's a new one? Okay. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. It's 55. Okay, and then I switch over to... Okay, so now go to Google. Let's see. Oh, so you go password and then click the Google at the bottom. There we go. Okay. Okay, wait, I lied. 54? Okay, I should be in now. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm in. All right, let's get off the screen. Go back to live. Okay. Took a little longer than I thought it would. All right. So, from here, let's take a look. Okay. So you're at Arch right now. So what's kind of like walk me through
Yeah.
what's your plans with BQ, I guess. That's the first one, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what to do. I mean, I have the Arch set for the inf, and then I have a wedge set. I assume I'm gonna switch one of them to pincer. I just don't know which one. Like, if Ragnar CPO is better, like second inf Arch, or do I go BQA and Wallace and then do Alex or something, and then do pincer and Arch?
Do you have Philip?
Yeah, I have like every field commander in the game except Belly.
Okay, how many marchers are you running?
6.
Okay, are you doing 2 archers?
Yeah, two.
Okay, and you have William Wallace?
Yeah, I have William Wallace.
I feel like
He's benched right now.
I feel like it's really straightforward then. You switch your wedge over. Oh, we could probably piece together a better pincer set. So you essentially, I think the writing's on the wall for wedge, right? Like, you're gonna have to switch off a wedge at some point. Now, Arch is a little bit different because for Arch, if LC Alex is what you're gonna run, even after the next infantry comes out, right? And it's very likely, right? The new infantry comes out, it pairs with BQ, and that's what you run pincer with. Then LC Alex with Arch would actually last for like a fairly long time, right? And Lilith has already said that they're gonna reduce the cost for conversion zones. So converting something like this over now, right? This will cost you 10 stones. I mean, this is just 1, right? 2, and then 3. So it's going to cost you 13 stones. All right. So if you don't have any conversion stones, it's 130 grand. I mean, 130,000 gems, right? Or you could pay money, or it'll cost you. It'll take you like a little over 1 kvk because you get 10 per kvk. So I think especially because you have William Wallace, right? So you could try, and I couldn't try this. You could try BQ William Wallace, compare that with BQ Scipio. I think it's going to be at least as good, right? But without having tested, I don't know. This is all just theory crafting. If it's at least as good, then you do BQ William Wallace and you run LC Alex, right? LC Alex with Arch, you switch off of your wedge and then do BQ William Wallace with Fencer, and then like it sucks, but then Ragnar Scipio kind of goes to the bench, right? Or if you get to the point where you have a leadership set in the future, and as opposed to say like a third, then you can run 3 Inf, right? But like if you for example go and you have to think about the future, right? When the next Inf comes out, if you go BQ LC right now and then Ragnar Scipio for your second March, that's more than viable. It's good, right? It's good, right? What happens when the next Inf comes out and it's a smite? How are you going to run this, right? You're still going to have to switch off of this wedge, right? And then you're probably going to pair BQ with a new Inf because because Lucia is more versatile, and you can run Lucia with Scipio, you can run Lucia with Alex, right? And then that one actually won't even be that like as good with Pincer. It will actually probably do just as good with Arch, right? So like the writing's on the wall that at some point, even if you don't want to do it now, when the next Imp comes out, you have to split up LC and BQ, right? Just because there's not going to be like 4 Smite commanders unless you want to count William Wallace, right? Then what's better, right? LC William Wallace or LC Alex? Like it's some people argue for William Wallace. I tried it. The LC Alex is way better. But if you're gonna do LC William Wallace and BQ new commander, I guess you can make a case for like 2 Pincer. But I think like to almost like save yourself literally like money right now, and also to kind of like optimize what you could do now, I do think the best way to do this is to split it up. If BQ and LC performed the way I thought it was going to relative to LC Alex, I think there's a stronger case where you could kind of go either way. But because it didn't, it was about on par with it, or arguably worse. Then if you were going to switch now, you would switch it over. Okay, but having said that, I don't think it's really a big mistake if you don't and you decide to do BQ LC and then Ragnar Scipio. Like that's still like really, really good. Okay, so that's kind of my general thoughts on that. Poseidon, I sleep around on so many different accounts. Listen, man, I'm sometimes you have to be on a bunch of different accounts to make things happen, Thoughts on the new Archer? I think I would be shocked if the new Archer is not the best commander of the game, right? Like right now, the perception of Archer is really low, and on field performance is also really low too, right? So I do think most likely scenario, the new Archer is just the best commander of the game, but he or she also will form the new best pair in the game, right? And whether you think it's BQLC or LC Alex, right? I think it has to be at least on par with that or better. And I think if you can actually somehow kick ZL to the second best March, so you have something like super synergistic with Philip or Herman, right? Herman's poison or something with Philip. And then you could run like ZL Philip as your second best Archer March. All of a sudden, it kind of brings them back into at least being competitive with the other troop types. But the new Archer isn't the best March in the game, and you can't actually somehow free up ZL, right? Because if you just have Herman as a second and the second best Archer March, what are you doing? Like Herman Asher, like Herman Philip, right? Like it's one of these where like it's still going to be a lot weaker, right? And that's kind of what LC did to infantry, right? They were down in the dumps, and then LC literally flipped it around right? And now infantry is the strongest, right? So like the best way to actually bring a troop type back is to actually have some kind of synergy where you can actually kick the best commander in that troop type now into the second best march, and then all of a sudden you can even it out a lot. Okay. So having said all that, Keith, let's take a look at your stuff. 25, 75. Okay. Oh my God, 8 trans. You just never use any of these.
Yeah.
You're a hoarder. Okay, okay. And then you're 2 out of 10 on your wish list here. It's probably wedge, right? We're still pulling wedge. Okay, 7 out of 10. Okay, so you're pulling wedge. Okay, so let's actually. Have you been cleaning these up? No, you haven't. Oh my God! Why is there
once a week or something?
Once a week? All right. Why is there blue and purples? That's my question. All right. So let's reset all the blues and purples for now. All right. Hopefully you didn't lock any of those.
Shouldn't be.
Oh my God. Okay. And then let's put this in. Okay. Did you already buy up all your transportation stones for this week?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Oops. It needs to reset.
Nice. All right. 277. Okay. So now, I think we actually open all the formation chests for wedge first, and then we start cleaning them up, and then we get into the next part. So let's do this. It'd be a game changer if you got a special. 7 out of 10?
Yeah, no chance.
No chance. 7 out of 10 is close.
No chance.
It's a pity. Oh, 3 shots. All right.
Can you like share your screen on
Discord? Oh shit!
Like, seeing on the live and then
you're
yelling something,
okay,
and I say that
like
2 seconds delay.
Yeah. Let me share. Share the screen. There we go.
All right.
Oh shit! That thing is really behind. All right. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
They got another triple. I don't think that's good enough. All right. Let's start looking at instrument. Quiddle. No. Let's see. Line shot. You plan on doing a siege in the future?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Maybe. This is
line shot.
Line shot. Oh, okay. Then we probably don't need to save this, right?
Yeah.
This line shot, in my opinion, is by far the best common inscription, right? Because think about for smite, you just do 5% more all damage, essentially. Like for a common inscription, like what is going on? If you get like a double with a line shot for siege, that thing's like gold. Like that thing's, I want to say, you could compare it to a special, and that's the only formation where like a common is this good is siege for some reason. All right, so I'm not gonna save it. Let's see the last one. Infamy. All right. We'll save that for now, but I don't think we'll end up using it. Okay, let's see. Oh no, this one went over.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. Siege got 2 buffed. I know, right? I finally put like 3 more iconics on my 2 more, actually only 2 more iconics. I was missing 3 iconics, and so I get to put the iconic crystal on there, and then awaken 2 the equipment. So now all my sieges awaken 2, except for the boots, which doesn't have iconic, and I feel like it hits so much harder this KVK. That's kind of crazy. All right. So now let's actually look through your wedge again. Save that. Ooh, that's good. Oh, by the way, with the new update now, something like this is actually more valuable than like if you had like 2.5, 2.8, 2.5. Like this just has higher upside now. So it does change some of the thinking. Like this one, we probably don't need to save now. Okay, you're saving these for different reasons.
Yeah.
What? This is just on the bench?
Yeah, I have like a hunter, and then there is
Okay.
one.
Okay.
My cab armaments are like
This
it's-
one is almost like worth putting a hunter on. Let's see, enrage. I think we already talked about this. This on a Tercio would be amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually disgusting on a Tercio for Okay. Okay, these are all stuff we saved from before. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's why the archer is there, because you don't have another archer here. Okay. Let's see.
I don't know what it is actually. I have two sets.
Yeah. It's pretty high. Right, so that line shot we just saved. Ooh. That's pretty freaking good too. Alright. Started. Yeah, we don't need to save that. It's good that that's unlocked. Okay. This is really good too. For stats.
Yeah.
This might actually be a candidate because it's cheap, right? It's cheap to switch over to pincer. And we might just try to roll that. Let's see. Or this one. Alright, we might be using some transmutation crystals today. Let's see. Since you have 8, you're never going to use all of them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got like 4 from the new update thingy.
That's crazy. Why is this locked? That's crazy.
I have no idea. Probably a mistake.
Oh, this doesn't have a stat on it?
I'm not actually like running CPU primary.
Okay.
I think
Okay. That was just there from
training
before? Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Training or just one before.
We don't need that. Maybe. Counterattack. Okay, this is this is probably gonna be your pincer. Yeah, this one for sure. Okay. So that one. Because it's 1.5% more normal damage, right? Plus more counterattack. And then this slot, the best you could do in this slot is a good double for pincer. You're not going to take the rare, you're not going to take airtight, the special. Right, so that's actually a really good place to start from. Okay, so let's actually recycle the scroll now. Do wedge. Okay. You didn't pull any like arch or anything, right? During this time, I assume.
No.
Okay, we'll take a look just in case.
No.
Okay, it's clean. Oh wait.
Probably from like travel or something.
Oh shit. I think I would actually lock this. Just in case. Okay. What is this music? Let's go to the next one. Why is it so like creepy?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Let's see here. Okay. We'll do a general reset. See what else you have. That's not good. Breaker. I think Breaker has fallen off pretty hard, honestly. I used to like it a lot, but Full clad. After this, it should be clean. All right, we're at 60. Okay. So we're gonna switch your wedge over, right?
Yeah.
I think you should start out. You should do BQ William Wallace with the pincer, and then do LC Alex with
The ouch.
with the arch. And then if you want, you can mess around with BQ Scipio. Compare it to BQ William Wallace and just see which one you like better. Which one's doing better. I think that's the way to go for you.
All right.
Okay, so let's take a look at what's on your wedge here. Okay, so this one we want for sure. This one actually we might switch over to put a toppler on later too. Oh no, you're not gonna. I would actually probably put a toppler on this and then roll out the third stat, and then in the meantime you use this.
Alright.
It's pretty quick, because like you want to kind of save this, right? Because once you inscribe over, it's gone. So this is already still pretty good. Now I'm curious. Oh, you put a destructive on there. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Since you have 13 stones, I think it's actually worth it for you to switch this over to Toppler. And then you switch...
That's like...
And then you have this be your arch. But then you would waste... But then your stones would be gone.
Like, yeah, I don't have enough to switch to the other places.
Yeah,
For the...
I'll take a look. Okay.
So.
Knight, what's up, man? I've seen so many Knight. I see so many 1770 people in 1592, but I guess you're not there. All right. So, oh, wait, I got distracted. So what's here for you? Do that. Let me just make sure. Check your instrument slot. Dude, this might be the one.
You said it about the past, like...
Huh? I said this in the past, right?
No, I mean, you said it on the past, like, three ones you looked at.
No, I think this is the one for instrument. This is the one for instrument.
Oh.
Let's see. This one you have to use a transmutation crystal. No, this is better, and it's being wasted right now. Ooh, alert and fit. This one you don't even have to roll. Ooh, no. I think you just do this one actually, because this one you won't even have to roll. Okay, that one's going over. Wait. Well, why is this on? Why isn't both of these on your inf? It's crazy. Okay. You know what? This is worth taking it. We're at 75. Okay, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
We'll just switch this over now, because then this one we don't even have to roll. Let me think.
Alright.
Wait, hold on. What would be the best play? So if this goes to Arch, it'll be a instant upgrade. Then you have to roll this. Okay. Okay, so we'll do that one last. We'll do the instrument last. And then, what is on your emblem slot? Hey, Poseidon says you got some insane pieces, not gonna lie. Someone's admiring what you hoarded. Alright, line shot.
I know like jack shit about Armament, so I'm just saving and saving and saving for the past like a year.
That's the way to go, man. Just hoard. Okay. I think it's this one just goes over for sure. Because there's not a double here. Ooh. 40. No, that one's high enough. Okay, so we'll do this. But this one for sure is being switched over. Fencer. Okay. And we'll just equip it on BQ right now. So oh wait. What am I doing?
Yeah, that's
Alright. That's your arch. Okay, cool. Okay, and then BQ.
will be up.
I don't know why I scrolled down. Okay. Go to Pincer. That's one done. So let's take a look at your banner. I think banner is the one where it was a double, but we need to roll something.
Yeah.
Flag. I think this is the one we're looking at, right? Let's see, just in case. It's for sure this one. Okay. But this one, we're going to switch over to Pincer.
Oh, it's good.
Should be 3.
Oh,
also.
it takes 3.
Yeah, because it's
It's a double.
Yeah, it's a double. So it's okay.
Alright.
Okay. And then for the scroll slot, yeah. So the thought process with like switching to the destructive now is like it'll cost a lot less later, right? So like now he's at 9, right? So he either has to buy more or just kind of keep the destructive for something where like you can just do it later. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like it is. You know what? Let me take it back. I feel like it is. It's a pretty significant upgrade, but it's also extremely expensive, which you have to keep in mind.
How much is it?
10.
Like money?
It's 10 to switch over, or 100,000 100,000 gems to buy the 10, or you have to spend like about $100. So either $100, wait a whole KVK worth of conversion stones, or spend 100,000 gems.
Wait.
Yeah.
How much was it to, like, for me to spend $100 on it?
To
Is
what?
it like a much of a...
What's
Like,
up?
if I spend $100 on it, like, how much of an upgrade is that? That's worth it?
How much of an upgrade is Toppler over Destructive?
Yeah.
I think it's.
Spend $100?
I think switching from special to special, that would be the biggest upgrade you can make in the game. Just because Toppler is actually the strongest scroll slot in special in the game right now.
If I spend $100, do I have enough?
And then Destructive is arguably the weakest. Yeah, but we still need to switch 2 more. Right? So
right.
you just don't...
Let's get it over it and then...
You just don't have enough. And I have to figure out... Like, do we switch this over, which will cost you 3 more? And I think that's probably the one. I wouldn't switch that over. Because these both cost 3, right? This one's just a lot better. Right? Or if you switch this over, this is going to cost you 10, but then you have to switch this back over to Arch, which will cost you 3. It will cost you 13. So, like, I think theoretically, if you had unlimited like resources, the play would be to make this Toppler, and you make this Arch, right? But I think like from like a cost standpoint, it's just not worth it right now.
All right.
Quizzy, he would only need to spend $30. Well, it'll be more than 30, right? Because like this will cost 13, but keep in mind we still have to switch over the instrument slot, which will be another 3, which would be 6. And then so basically he'll need 16 stones and he has 9, so he need to spend 70,000 gems, or probably spend like what, like $80 or some shit like that.
If it's worth it, I'm gonna spend $80. I don't mind.
Uh,
I need some gems anyways.
I mean,
If it's worth it.
then yeah, then I would do that. Because then
Alright.
you won't upgrade this for a long time. You won't upgrade this
You
from
wanna
Arch for a
do-
long time.
You want
So-
to log in for a second to buy it?
What's up?
Want to log in for a second to buy it?
Sure. So let me switch over to my main then. Yeah, because this on Arch, you're not gonna replace this on Arch for a long time, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me switch over. So you need 70,000 gems, so maybe
I'm just gonna buy the bundle that gives the converted stone.
buy some
Yeah.
conversion stones. Yeah, buy some conversion stones, and you also have gems too. So here, let me switch over. Wait, hold on. So Hum says the first 3 bundles, and then 1 from gems. Is it first 3 or first 2? I don't know. We'll see. I think first 2 you get 3, right? So then you need to spend 40,000 gems, which will be a little over. You'll just be low on gems though. Okay. Look at Keep, man. Keep is also one of our leadership here. So anyone in 3092 watching, Keep is going all in, you know, for this next zone. All right, I switched over. All right, let's do it.
Alright. Oh, this fucking $10 for the first.
Yeah, it's 10 for the first, and then 20 for the second, and then that will give you 3. And
Actually,
then-
buy them warfare bundles
Yeah.
and doing it.
Yeah, so you could get 3 for 30, and then you need to spend 40,000 gems to buy the other 4, which is why I'm telling you, it's expensive, right? Whoa. It's all in the bag, man. Chill. Chill. I'm good in resources. I'm good. I'm not worried about I also have bags on farms I haven't opened. I've never opened the bags on farms, but right now I'm at what, like 10 10 8 6. So I think I'm good here. Bark's giving a stimmy, don't worry.
7.
What's
So it's 7 stones, yeah?
Yeah, so if you have 3, then I'll need to spend 40k gems to buy the other 4.
Alright, so that's 3. And then that's 6. Alright, so I'm gonna buy 1 with gems. The other one I buy the $100
Oh, nice.
here.
Okay, then yeah. Okay. Victor, what's a summary miss? Start a stream. Is a KVK Wanner? Here's a quick summary. Okay, our main objective in this zone was to not let LaMarche get into this zone 6. So now we have this fort wall, this beautiful fort wall. You know, even Trump will be proud of this fort wall. and and you know, ideally, did we just push these guys out? Yeah, but if we were actually able to just like push these guys out, this KVK would have been over. Like it's like a free KVK, right? Like these guys, 1592. We were told they were the strongest BC kingdom. They're definitely really good, and they actually have a pretty strong campmate too to help them. So we kind of stalemated here, and you can see, you know, all the touch points are burned off right now, except for these 2 forts that are touching, but we're not really doing anything. Zone 6 opens in 2 days, right? So it's kind of seeing what they do.
Done.
Okay, let me switch.
You can
back.
log in again.
Let me switch back. But there's a little bit more. We feel pretty good about like the power loss from both sides. We feel like we actually got like a secondary bonus of really draining LaMarche that I wasn't expecting to happen. Yeah. Like once you, yeah, I feel like once you realize that you weren't gonna be able to burn down that fort wall, you just stop trying. 1592, yeah, okay. Because from then, right, like we have double the amount of power they have, and we're just trading farm for farm. Every troop we lose from our farms, they're gonna feel like twice as much when they do it, right? And if it's not their farm, then it's their main, which is even worse. So yeah. You will forever remember 3092 by the kingdom giving Bark his first autarch. Whoa. It's no guarantee we're gonna win yet. There's still a lot of things that need to happen. Yeah, I wouldn't say just to be realistic, right? I don't think neither side is like really confident they're gonna win. You can feel optimistic with like where you're at, like going into the next zone. But I think anyone that says they're sure they're gonna win right now is like delusional, like Bark, or projecting fake confidence, right? It's just because there's unknowns, right? Like here's the unknowns. Right, we don't know if 1592 is going to just brace here on us, right, and just keep trying to put pressure on us. They're going to try to play both zones, or are they going to just like abandon this and go there, right? It's 1 of 3. Right? This is not earth shattering, right? And then if they do 1 of the 3, how will our 2 allies? It'll be 2 camps, right? It's Brittany and 1020 in the zone against P2 and LaMarche, right? So it'll be 2v2 in there. Like how will they react, right? Because if, for example, LaMarche could go in the zone a little bit and then still mostly like hold here and put pressure on us, and then just run over our allies, then we're screwed. We're screwed. We have no control over that. We can't do anything over there to help them out, right? Besides put pressure down here. And if they can actually play both zones and then just wipe our allies in here, we're screwed. And anyone's guess is as good as mine. Like, you can say what you think, but until it happens, we don't know what's going to happen. So anyone that's like confident that you're going to win, it's just unrealistic. You can feel optimistic, but there's a lot. Oh shit, you're back up to 16. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're doing this. All right, we're doing this. So we are switching. Second one on here. We are switching this over. Toppler. This will be a huge upgrade. Also, it's super expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing this. 10. Oh, it hurts. Okay. It's not even my account, and it hurts to spend 10. All right. And then we'll equip this. And Toppler just really, look at this shit. It's crazy. So you're gonna run Will and Wallace as this, right? So it's just straight up like a 5% boost. But then whenever you deal smite damage, so like if Luce like or BQ wherever, right? It's a cool, basically like what? This is crazy. And if you actually hit 5 targets with this, with a BQ, right? Then for the next 3 seconds, like all 5 targets, like any time they get hit by smite damage, also take 20% more smite. Is this like not like Hunter, Destructive, whatever the one is on Delta? Like none of them come close to this. Like why is this one so broken good compared to the other scroll slots? I don't know. I don't understand, but it just is. All right. And then let's look at the instruments. All right, so we're talking about maybe this one, right? I think this one. I think this one. Oh no. Eventually, keep. I think later on, whichever one we don't use, I think we'll use this one because it's just easy. This one is worth replacing this with once you have enough conversion stones. Right.
Alright.
Okay, so now we're going to take this instrument, switch it over to pincer. Okay, you have 3 left. Oh, you might be able to do it now. Okay. Oh, no, we can't because we're going to switch the other one over. So, yeah, so you're going to run out. Okay. No, it's fine. We'll get this done, though. That actually looks pretty good. Damn. All right. And then, this one? Yeah, this one we're going to switch over to Arch. We'll put that on LC. All right, let's do this. This will be your new Arch.
All right.
We haven't even rolled yet. It's crazy. Feels like we did a lot. All right. And then this one will be your pincer. Okay, so obviously we're going to roll this one now.
Yeah.
You're at 75. I feel like we could almost be a little bit more aggressive. I think. Is it worth it? $75. Poseidon, they have a 500 less CH25 accounts. It's insane. Yeah. Like we know their farms are more trained than us, just because we have so much more than them. But they're good. They're a good kingdom, man. They're really good. You have to give them credit. Okay, we're gonna go aggressive, Keith. I'm gonna lock this. Oh no, we have to do this again. All right. Oh shit. Okay. I think you just take it. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we don't even need a. We could be kind of lazy and just not even waste anything then. Okay. So that's your. Then it's not really worth it to keep rolling. Because the upgrade will be kind of minimum. Okay. All right, let's see if there's anything that's like really weak that we could upgrade over then. We actually saved a shitload of stone. We literally used 3 stones. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see.
My second archer should have things there.
Okay.
Six. Or Asho. Yeah.
Tremor, Arda. Oh, okay. So we could definitely upgrade this. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's a shitload you can upgrade here. Okay, wait. Let me just look at the other ones just in case.
My Cav armaments aren't that good either. And I'm still using
Yeah.
Wedge on Arthur.
No, you should use Hor Arthur is the way to run it. You want to run a Hor Arthur. Okay.
I just hate Netscape.
I know. I know, but okay. Oh, this one's easy. Let me just make sure. That's an easy big upgrade. Flag. Emperor, nope. Ideally, we could use this, but I think we're out of conversion stones, and it's not. There's nowhere to start from. I think you have to do this one. A lock. Hope you get lucky. Nope. Oh, now we're not getting lucky. Oh my god! And just reset again. Okay.
That's something.
We'll keep that there for now. It's not going to look as clean, but the opportunity to upgrade is actually bigger somewhere else now. So you see how this one, this one, right? You had, I mean, just like quick, you have a 8.2% worth of stats. This one, right? You have 8.8% worth of stats now, right? And it's actually like health, like more health. So if this one looks cleaner, this one's already better. Now you have a slot to like improve there. I have to look through the other ones to see which one is worth more. I'm gonna replace. Or we could just roll this out and just get the stats. Yeah, this is your first cab, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that one probably the one that's worth it. Because the second archer is kind of weaker, but second archer is not as much of a priority. What? Let's see. Dude. We're not going to use that for nth now. Oh, let's go. Okay. This one's already better.
Though.
Yeah, but it's still better than this. So now we can replace this. Okay. And let's clean. Let's just get lucky here. Oh my god. This hates me. You're kidding me. 2 more rolls? You only have 1 more roll left. No. Okay. Oh, okay, fine. Fine, I'll take it. Okay. Okay, this is a bigger upgrade. Okay, so now you have this is clean. That's a shitload of all damage. Alright. We'll save this as cap 1. Oh shit, I just messed up.
Oh yeah, you need to delete and then.
Yeah. Okay. Which one's better? I'm gonna think. No, this one's still better. So we want this. So this will be cav 1. Okay, and then the cav 2, we actually got to put a 4th inscription on there, which is a big W. Party. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, we did. Okay. Yeah, I was here before, right? Okay, yeah, this is way better. Oh shit. Okay. Because this also had March speed on it, which is useless. You actually don't want this. This actually hurts cabs because like it's already faster than all the other troop types. When you make it even faster, you don't want it to be. You don't want the March speed to be this different. It's gonna hit the enemy first, and it'll swing out a lot faster. So you actually want it to be slower. So this is actually a huge upgrade. I do wonder actually if this is better or this is better. I think I would actually switch it. I'm gonna stack even more damage on the whole march. Well, Arthur has even more damage. Right. Okay. And then Cav 1. And then Arthur is Cav 2. Ooh. It's pretty good. This is actually really good if you're going to run Arch. But I guess Craze is the way to go. No, wait a minute. No, this is better than the Crazed. If you're running like Nev Joan, I would actually run this.
I just hate Nevsky.
I know.
I really hate this commander. I'm just running.
I know. I heard a lot of people come, but like, what are you running for your? I think you have to keep Horde and Arthur together, man. And then Nev Joan is just your like second, unless you have, yeah. I think that's what. This way you get a little bit more damage. I mean, this is like a solid second set though. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then we're out of stones. So we have your Cav 1, Cav 2. Looks good. This is gonna need work. This is your Arch now. That looks good. And then BQ. That looks good. Okay, yeah. Okay, that looks good. Okay, and then still keep pulling for Wedge. You have the instrument. Okay, that's good. And then you have an instrument. Let's see. Just make sure what's over here. Okay, so you don't have a priority instrument need there. That's the one where when you get more conversion stones, this requital is kind of weak. The stats are okay, right? Because in the attack's low, but requital itself is kind of a weak formation. Whereas like you had one, or just remind me next time. But in your instrument slot, you actually have this one. This is the one that if I had like more conversion stones, I would lock this and then try to get it. And this is actually a really good a double to move over and
All right.
replace that requital, right?
All right.
Yeah, because this is very very solid, and this is like kind of weak relative. And then, okay, so you're pulling an instrument. I don't actually know that you should pull an instrument then. The emblem, you have a hardy, militant. I could kick to the second one. Okay, that's rattling. Capacious. Okay. I feel like for you, you should actually be pulling for emblem. Because like if you get a special, an emblem, which is also like really good, right? If you get a special, this is probably the most solid one you have. Oh, let me actually go to the other one. Right, so we're pulling now, right? A special will be a huge upgrade over here. You're gonna upgrade this and then kick this to the second archer if you roll archer stats, right? And then if you roll a cav, you could kick this to the second cav. I feel like there's, oh man, I don't know. Let me think. You could just replace that. Thundering is actually like the second weakest one here, because it's nice, right? It's 10% boost, but like I would much rather have actually 8% boost to normal damage than a 10% boost to smite damage only right now. But this Demolisher is really, really freaking good. I think it's better than Butterfly and straight to the point. Arch. Even Unstoppable. I think for this one, the Wedge, I think the Emblem, so the Intrepid, 10% boost skill damage is a little bit better than this.
Alright.
I'm thinking, do we pull Instrument or Art or Emblem for that? We'll still do the instrument. I think that's a higher upside. But if you roll emblem, essentially you could roll any stat. Like first, if you get an emblem, right, you can not lock anything if it's like 3 low stats, and then once you get a high stat, you can just work on it because like you can actually upgrade everywhere easier in emblem than instrument. But I think the very top end inscriptions for like pincer and even arch, the instrument is better. So I would actually still pull instrument. But it's I don't think you can really go wrong either way. All right. Next upgrade for you, or you could just like let me know. I think it's actually upgrading off of this. So it might be after the KVK, right? Because you need 3 convergence zones. But if you want to mess around with it in the meantime, or you just want to hoard, that's fine too. This one, for sure, is worth locking. And then getting these 2 and then converting this over to your arch. And then improving from that. Alright. I think that's all the upgrade we can make. Yeah, because this is a good double. And then you could actually have an opportunity to get a good double here and upgrade fairly significantly. Because this is it's like a weaker inscription. Okay. And then your second archer, we'll just get to it whenever we could get to it. Alright, let me switch back over to my main. Wait. And then it actually went longer than I thought. I might have to go soon. Let's see. Okay. All right. Who is this? Nifty Jones so bad for me this last zone. Dude, my archers have been getting wrecked. They're splitting them. Hua Joan, Nevsky, Arthur. Interesting. You bench Nevsky? Everyone's benching Nevsky. Hua Joan, Arthur,
Nevsky.
Phillip. I will try Nevsky, Arthur. I tried Nevsky, Arthur, and it wasn't that good. It was actually shockingly bad for me. If I was running it, I would do Hua Arthur. You want to keep that together. And then you have to figure out your second cap march. All right. People are kind of talking shit. How's Arthur Nevsky? Arthur Nevsky is kind of just like all the other cab marches. That's not Hua Arthur, honestly. Like against these guys, they have like really good accounts. It's like just barely like trading like above one, you know. But that's actually like almost every march I have. That's not other than my Lucha march and then my Siege march. Every other march is trading right around 1, 1 to 1. It's crazy. DL Herman's so bad, even with all the stuff on it, it makes it faster than my other marches. Yeah, I think people are just targeting it, man. We'll also see, right? Like we'll get in the next zone. We'll fight like a different opponent for a bit, and then we'll see how it trades. It might trade a little differently. Okay, but I actually gotta go.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll probably stream next on Tuesday. Not for our zone, not for our pass opening, just because there's like technically a lot of stuff going on. But then once it stabilizes a little bit, I'll probably start streaming. So you'll see us kind of go into this zone. We get to fight this kingdom here while we have another camp on our ass, right? But then they also have to consider going in here. We're giving it up. So it'll be a lot of like cat and mouse to see what actually happens. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and